Finally tonight, sexual harassment in the workplace is nothing new, but accountability has long proved a bit elusive. Some say the Me Too movement has helped change things, and Channel 2's Claudine Ewing is seeing how the national movement is responding to what's happened here in New York and what local organizations have to say as well.
Survivors of sexual harassment often make their way to crisis services in Buffalo. What is unfolding before our eyes with Governor Cuomo may actually help victims.
It may inspire even more people to come forward and others to help prevent this from happening in the future.
New York State increased monitoring and policies around sexual harassment in the workplace. As women spoke out against the governor, it points to policies actually working.
We were very pleased to see these brave women coming forward. We were pleased to see them being believed and that action steps were being taken as far as this investigation goes.
Witorsky Reynolds says sexual harassment exists in every business.
While it is shocking and disturbing to hear the level that it was happening, I can't say that we were incredibly surprised. Really, when you look at history across the country and even the most recent years, there have been allegations of many people in positions of power who have done similar things.
Me Too International issued a statement after Cuomo announced he's resigning. It is worth pointing out that the rules have not changed. Sexual harassment was wrong 50 years ago, and it is wrong today. They also said that the governor might remember an era where he could have remained in office. However, #MeToo reawakened all of us to the reality that leadership and power does not mean impunity and that there is recourse for harm and abuse. The difference between now and the past is that there were fewer paths to accountability then, and we now live in a time where there are more people willing to listen and to believe survivors.
Me Too gave an avenue for women and allies, men and others, to be part of the solution.
It's been 4 years since the Harvey Weinstein allegations set off #MeToo, and then there was Bill Cosby. Do we have to believe all women, or do we need to listen to all women and men who may be potential victims or survivors of sexual harassment?
When we talk about believing people, it is about listening, really finding out and really investigating what has occurred rather than trying to prove it wrong before we even know the entire story.
It's an important conversation, and Claudine joins us now. And I want to go back, Claudine, to the Me Too movement. It was really kind of stunning. Why did the hashtag seem to work so well?
It's really important to talk about that because it reached a large group of people. Think about how in the beginning we would hear #MeToo before we really even knew what it was all about. So it was back in 2006 when that movement was founded by a survivor and activist. But in 2017, the Me Too hashtag went viral. And according to their website, it woke up the world to the magnitude of the problem of sexual violence. And at Crisis Services, Robin told me it gave people a voice and it was an opportunity for people to get involved. And with social media, it allowed people who would have never heard of the Me Too movement to learn about it. But also it made people think about their own interactions with people. There is no mistaking this point, though. Me Too encouraged some of the steps that we're seeing happening right now.
I think it's so important that you made sure to note women and men. You know, women do tend to be the focus when it comes to the topic of sexual harassment, but we know that it can impact anyone. So what does Crisis Services hear from men as far as facing sexual harassment, and what does the organization actually do to help both men and women?
The answer is it is happening to men too. They may not be in the majority, but yes, men are served at Crisis Services as survivors, a loved one of a survivor, or men who just want to be part of the solution to help out. As far as helping survivors, Crisis Services wants you to find support, someone at work, or tell a family member, tell them what you are actually going through, then meet with Human Resources or review your workplace policies. In fact, every workplace in New York is required to have sexual harassment reporting and policies in place. It is a labor law, but there is a number that you should always keep in mind, and that is the number for Crisis Services. That hotline number is on the screen, and we're leaving it up there for a reason. 716-834-3131. It is a number to remember. We never know who's affected by this, but if you are, there is help available, Kate.
It's certainly so helpful. We know that it can be difficult for people to come forward, so to have that ability to know what the number is, to have that privacy, and to know that help is there is so important.
Absolutely.
Claudine Ewing, thank you.